So I just revealed in my last video that who my top 6 were and who I think is gonna win and who I want to win. So if it was up to me 100% who I would pick Chili to win. I think Miss Chili is such a breath of fresh air. She's something new. We haven't seen a Miss Universe like her in a very long time. So I would love to see her win, and I hope she does well tomorrow. The one I think is gonna win, I think it's gonna be Miss Thailand. Hey everybody, Andrew here, and welcome back to my channel. So if you guys have been following, you know that last night was the 2019 Miss Universe pageant, and welcome to my review video. Alright, so last night actually went really well. This is the first time in a long time I was very pleasantly surprised by the production value and everything about the pageant. Aside from placements and all of that, I was very pleasantly surprised with the stage, with the production. It only took the IMG people 4-5 years to get it right, but they finally got it right for the most part. But yeah, let's jump right into this review. So, Miss Universe 2019 took place last night, December 8th, at the Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. The stage this year was really cool. Definitely better than last year with the double runway. I did not like that. This year still though, there were people seated behind some of the runways on the stage. So for a large portion of the show, well, the majority of the show, they were watching the competition happen from behind, which I don't love. I'm sure those tickets weren't as expensive as the other tickets, or maybe they were, but I think Miss Universe is a tough show to have a 360-degree, like stadium kind of thing with a stage in the middle, because it's a live production and the cameras can only face a certain way, so there's always going to be people watching from the back of the show. Ally Brooke opened the show up with a medley of some of her hit songs. I thought she was a good opening act. She really got the crowd going. They had a cool dance number with all 90 of the contestants dancing with her, some roses and stuff, so I thought she did well in the opening act. We'll touch base with her again a little later. And Steve Harvey hosted for his 5th consecutive year. I loved his jacket. I'll insert a picture here. I'm not sure what side it's gonna be on. And it was this like emerald green jacket with like a lot of gold embroidery on the lapels and on the sides. It was really cool, and he kept it on the entire night. He didn't switch it out, which I liked a lot. Of course, he mentioned again the whole 2015 mix-up with announcing the wrong winner. I'm kind of getting tired of hearing about it. It's done. It happened. Kind of happened again last night, which we'll touch base in a little bit, but it was a mistake. It's over. Enough about it. Olivia Culpo and Vanessa Lachey were backstage correspondents. I thought they had really good chemistry together, and they did a really good job. I would honestly like to see them host Miss USA or even Miss Universe next year. I like Steve a lot. I think he's done a great job. He's very funny. He had a lot of good jokes last night. Some of them did not go over so well, but I think it's time to see a new host in the Miss Universe competition. And I mentioned there was a mix-up. Probably the biggest downfall of the night with Steve was when they were announcing the national costume winner. The national costume winner was Philippines, so it was in the teleprompter as Philippines, and they had the graphic on the screen. But Philippines was in the top 20, so she couldn't actually be there on stage in her national costume. So they brought out Malaysia, who I think probably just had an interesting costume that they wanted to talk about on camera. I think that they were confused. I think Malaysia might have thought that she won, or maybe thought she was being announced incorrectly. So she said, "I'm Malaysia," so Steve said, "Oh, sorry, the winner of national costume is Miss Malaysia." And then Miss Universe corrected it on their Twitter, saying that Philippines in fact did win the national costume competition. So yeah, Steve has not had good luck with the Philippines announcing incorrect winners instead of her. This year again, there was an all-female selection committee of past Miss Universe, Miss USA winners, as well as influential women in the worlds of fashion, business, and whatnot. I think it's great. I like the idea of having an all-female panel. Alright, then we made it to our top 20 announcements, and they separated them by regions again. I did not think they were doing that. I heard on Instagram that they did away with that and they were just going to do a top 20, but to my surprise, it was regions again, which is okay. First they announced Africa and Asian Pacific, and those 5 were South Africa, Indonesia, Vietnam, Nigeria, and Thailand. Then we moved on to Europe, where we had Albania, France, Iceland, Croatia, and Portugal. Then we moved on to the Americas, and we had Puerto Rico, Peru, Dominican Republic, Mexico, and the USA. And then they called it Final 5, which was known as the wild card the past couple of years. And those were Philippines, Venezuela, India, Brazil, and Colombia. So I was pretty satisfied overall with our top 20. I think from my last review video, 17 out of the 20 I predicted made it to the top 20, which I think is a pretty good job. Pat on the back to me. Like last year, they did opening statements again, which was a cool segment, kind of let the girls introduce themselves, and from there they cut it down to 10. I'm not going to go through every single girl, what she said. Some of my personal favorites were South Africa, Indonesia, Iceland, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Mexico, and Colombia. I really liked Iceland and Indonesia. I think they're my top 2 for opening statements. Indonesia talked about a lot of children in her country, or people in her country, were born and never had birth certificates, and how it's like going to affect them in the professional world and just in life in general. And Iceland, I believe this one she talked about confidence and growing up biracial. Some of the girls took a different, 2 of the girls I should say, took a different approach to the opening statement. France kind of joked around saying that she's a twin and she knows Miss Universe is busy, so it's like having a double Miss Universe. And Portugal talked about how when she was studying abroad in France, she fainted and ended up getting saved by a prince, and she hopes if that happens again tonight, she'll get the crown. I didn't really understand it. I thought they were both cute though and funny. It was kind of a different approach to it. But it didn't really get to reflect on what their platform would be for the year and what they hope to do as Miss Universe. So from there, we learned our top 10, and they were USA, Colombia, Puerto Rico, South Africa, Peru, Iceland, France, Indonesia, Thailand, and Mexico. So the top 10 competed in swimsuit and evening wear, so swimsuit was up first. The best part is that nobody fell. Their capes were a little bit shorter and cooler too. I like the kind of graphic design on there. They also added voiceover to the swimsuit competition, so every time one of the contestants walked out, they had a little saying about what makes them feel confident and what gives them confidence, so I like that. My best top 5 in swim were USA, Puerto Rico, South Africa, France, and Thailand, and I think USA took it home. I think she was my personal winner of the swimsuit competition. In between swimsuit, before evening gown, we caught up with Katarina Gray, Miss Universe 2018. Honestly, I love Kat. I think she's one of the best Miss Universes we've ever had, and thinking about her not being in that title now makes me sad. But I love her and I'm excited to see what she's gonna do. So next up was evening gown competition, where Allie Brooke did a tribute to Selena, one of her personal idols. And I think she kind of took on a little bit more than she might have been capable of. The first song was not good. It was not good. The second song that she came out and sang in between the top 10, that one was better, but I saw online that a lot of Selena fans were not pleased with her rendition of the songs. But I mean, I still love Allie Brooke. You know, she's great. She's part of Fifth Harmony, and if you're a harmonizer, you love her. We love her. So I'm still on her side. So my top 5 for evening gown were Colombia, South Africa, Peru, Iceland, and Mexico. And I have to give it to South Africa. She just is so elegant, and I really actually liked her dress. Normally I don't like dresses like that, but I thought the colors were beautiful. They really complemented her skin tone, and she walked beautifully, and it was just a really cool dress. From there we learned who our top 5 are: Mexico, Thailand, Colombia, Puerto Rico, and South Africa. So the top 5 compete in the question and answer round. Each one is asked a different question this round. about topics, and I feel like it was pretty fair this year around the difficulty of the questions. Mexico was asked about protests and how she feels about them. Thailand was asked about government surveillance versus having privacy. Colombia was asked about reproductive health care and the most important issues in women's health care. Puerto Rico was asked about social media platforms regulating people's posts or allowing them to have free speech. And South Africa was asked if today's leaders were protecting future generations from climate change. They all did very well. This group of girls was very, very prepared. Just as a whole. I said it a few times as I was watching the pageant. I was like, once we've hit the top 10, I was like, I'll be happy if any one of these girls win. They were all so prepared, so strong, and it was really tough to call this year. But with that being said, I think that South Africa and Colombia did the best in the question and answer round. And we moved on to our top 3 announcement: Mexico, South Africa, and Puerto Rico. From there, they did the final word. This is where all 3 girls are asked the exact same question, and they're wearing headphones so they can't hear each other's answers. So this year, the final word question was, what is the most important thing that we should be teaching young girls today? Mexico said, the importance of their true value and how to not let social media influence their lives and confidence. And that looks aren't all you have to offer. Obviously, that is kind of the meat of what she said. It was a much longer answer. I just kind of pulled out the important parts, in my opinion. South Africa's answer was she would teach them leadership. She said that leadership is lacking in women and girls for a long time because of how society has portrayed women and what a woman should be. But now things are changing, and women need to lean in and own their space and become the leaders that they are meant to be. Puerto Rico's answer was to teach them to be their authentic selves and be unique, and how by doing that you can really influence and touch people just by being yourself. I think Puerto Rico did the best personally, in my opinion, because her answer resonated most with me, just growing up different and kind of owning my own self and being confident that way. That really resonated with me. So they added a new segment to the final look area, and they call it closing statements. So basically they did their little last walk, and then they went up to a microphone and had their closing statement. And I guess it's like just the last thing they get to say right before the judges make their final decision. Mexico said she wants to inspire others and teach girls that the most important thing is to seek progress and not perfection. Mexico has honestly been the most pleasant surprise of this year's competition for me. I said it in last week's video that she wasn't originally in my top 20, and then after prelims I liked her a lot, and then she was just so calm and so collective, so articulate the whole night. She deserved to be there, and she did amazing. South Africa said she wanted little girls to look at her and see that someone with her face and her hair can be considered beautiful, and that they would consider themselves beautiful. I love South Africa from the beginning, from when she first got crowned Miss South Africa, and I'm so happy that they sent her to Universe. She did very well, obviously, and she was amazing. And Puerto Rico believes it's her mission to show the world that magic happens when you refuse to give up. And that was a really cute answer too. She was a fan favorite from the beginning. There was a lot of support for her last night, and she definitely did her country proud. From there, it was time for the crowning. Catriona Gray took her final walk as Miss Universe 2018. I mean, it was sad to see her go. I mean, she was choking up. Honestly, she was an amazing Miss Universe. One of my favorites, and it's sad, but I'm looking forward to following her on social media. Hopefully she stays involved with the organization, maybe does some backstage hosting or Chi Lounge hosting, maybe be a judge in the future, who knows, but I'm excited for Catriona. And it was time for the crowning. So they announced that the second runner-up is Mexico. That left Puerto Rico and South Africa as our top 2. And Puerto Rico ended up finishing first runner-up, which means that South Africa is Miss Universe 2019. And I loved her from the beginning, like I said just a second ago. Definitely very deserving, and that $5 million crown looks amazing on top of her head. If you guys watched the beginning blurb of this video, I put in my predictions for winner and who I wanted to win versus who I thought was going to win. As you can see, they were wrong, but that was that little blurb if you're wondering what that was from. So that's it for Miss Universe 2019. It has been an amazing run. I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. I do want to ask you if you want me to do more pageant videos or more Miss Universe focused videos, whether it's favorite Miss Universes of the decade or favorite non-winners of Miss Universe. Please leave that in the comment below. I get a lot of feedback on these videos and a lot of attention with these videos, so I was just wondering if you guys wanted me to go in more depth of my personal opinion as opposed to just review videos and prediction videos. I can definitely do that for you if it's something you want. But if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I put out new videos monthly, and leave me a comment below. Do you guys agree with the winner? Were you voting for somebody else? But anyways, that's it for this one, guys. I will see you next time. Bye!